All right, so day one is in the books, and last night we closed a $50,000 deal on our last call of the day.
As you can see, 50K set and done.
So day two of the challenge commenced.
I think 4 people in the last 2 days for my offer, and my seller just collected 20K right there, you know?
Yeah, yeah, drinking dope, turn me to a superhero, yeah, hit that pill, turn me to a superhero, yeah.
Rule number one, I will have 0 inbound opportunities on my calendar. Rule number 2, I will have 5 days to complete this challenge. And if I don't, I sell this car. And if I do, I buy a brand new Lamborghini. And rule number 3, and the most important one, I will use the exact same methodology that I used to earn $100,000 in straight commissions last month, and as well become the #1 closer for Jeremy Minor for the last 2 years. Let's go.
And we are back for day 2 of the challenge. What a crazy day yesterday was. On our last call, we actually closed it and just put us on pace to hit this 300K week that we have. We have 4 days left of this challenge. Day 1 was successful. We have 1 book call on the calendar for today. We actually only booked 1 for today for yesterday. So we're gonna have to do a lot of admin routes, a lot of sales sets to make sure we close a shit ton of deals. I'll show you guys the calendar. And not only do I have 5 days to complete this challenge, I also start coaching calls like at 4 to 5 p.m., which means that I have about 5 to 6 hours to like get this challenge completed. Now, if this just shows you, if I complete this challenge, guys, this just shows you that people out there working 12, 14-hour days can't make 30K in a month, and I can do it in 5 days. Just shows you that there's a method behind the madness. So make sure you guys pay attention, because that method is going to be revealed in this video. I'll be showing you exactly what I teach my clients, because later throughout this video, after this call, one of my clients just dropped a call into the call review chat and request we have in our Discord. In our Discord, we essentially have channels where they can actually drop issues and things they're running into throughout the week with their clients. So what I do is they already sent me a sales call they had issues with. I'm gonna go review it after this and I'll show you guys exactly what is wrong with the calls.
Man, won't respond to shit. Move on. I'm like, fuck it. You tripping. Go get your gun.
So guys, it's 12:05 and the lead is still not in Zoom. But it'd be trouble for sure. But we're gonna give him a call, we're gonna give him a text. We're gonna do our follow-up process to make sure they get on the call so we can get this closed. We need him to show up because we have 0 book calls today. Alright. Let's go. Hey Patrick.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
No, not right now.
We had the deal closed, but the payment wouldn't go through. Alright, cool.
Hey guys, you can see how he feels now. But you have to wait like 5 minutes and he's gonna be okay. That's what you gotta learn. How to switch your energy.
Yep. We have to get back on dials. The challenge does not end like this. We have to continue. Fuck, that's frustrating though. Oh my god. I can't fucking believe that. It's like a dagger in the heart. That's so annoying. It's not only booking for today too. Oh!
All right, how we doing, boss?
We're going to go.
Sir.
Then we have, of course, Borja, right?
Yeah.
Making 70K in a month.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy, guys. Absolutely mad.
Yeah. Borja, the nuanced thing about Borja is that, like, he came to me and he wasn't like, hey, like, give me the regular training package. He was like, I want to work one-on-one with you, and like, I'm ready to pay any amount I need. And he was only making like 3 to 5 grand a month at the time. And then when he paid me the money, we got to work. We're doing like 2, 3 one-on-ones per week, one-on-one. And that's why like his success was so accelerated. And he went from like 5 to 30, then 30 to like 40, and then 40 to 70. And every single month he just improved because he continued to immerse himself in the training. And one of the things that I really think is the biggest thing that holds people back is that when they get feedback, they sit there with the feedback and they question the feedback rather than just implementing what they're being told. What Borja did differently, which is one of the things that my mentor told me I did differently, is I got feedback and I implemented it right away. And that's the thing that accelerated my success to everybody else. And I think that's why Borja is one of our standout clients out of many that we have, because he was just able to listen, implement, and didn't question anything. The quicker you can implement the things we're telling you, the quicker time it'll take you to get the results. Because for me, I've been in those positions. I've been making 30 grand a month. I've been making 50 grand a month, 70 grand a month, 100 grand a month. I've done all those things and I have the experiences. I know what it takes to place someone in a position where they're making 70 grand a month. There goes my phone. But it's just important as someone who's learning, and for anybody, if you're learning watching YouTube videos, listen to something and implement it right away. That's how you get success way quicker. Let's go into something
He
else.
was fully committed. That's
Exactly.
what it is, right?
Exactly.
He didn't come in here, no objections, no nothing. He was just like, look, I know what I need to do. Let's do it.
And that's the thing, like most people like sit here and like are giving objections about getting training when what they're doing is they're selling a package of education. But when they get on a sales conversation to improve their life, they're giving an objection and concern. One of the biggest patterns I see is like when people come to us and give us an objection, it's actually the biggest objection they end up having in their conversation.
Yeah.
And you as the closer for my offer, like, isn't it a common pattern that you see like people literally come in and they
Every single time.
Yeah, like
Every single time.
they end up like what ends up happening is they actually end up giving you the objection is the biggest thing they want us to work with them, you know? And that's the funniest thing.
Sometimes they are just testing your skills, which is fair.
Exactly.
Right? That's kind of fair, right?
Yeah.
So then we have Alex as well, right? I don't know,
Yeah.
16-year-old guy.
Oh my god, yeah, this guy's 16 came to the program and like literally straight out of high school. I don't even know how.
He's still in Sky School. Still in high school. Still going to Sky School. The kid wasn't a closing role. He did get fired from it. He wasn't obviously doing the best, and he came into your coaching.
Yeah.
I helped him. You helped him as well.
Yeah.
We did a bit of coaching calls ourselves. He's now starting to get into a role where literally the offer is making over $1 million a month, right? So we helped him get placed into that. And he's now just over the moon excited because then he's actually able to make money consistently compared to the role he was in before. Right?
That's the thing, like most people aren't in an opportunity where they can make the money they want. Like they just don't have that level of help. I think for us, one of the biggest reasons why we decided like we're gonna take companies on board and manage those companies because we've seen that like the reps we were getting were great reps, so they're getting in bad companies. So we said, okay, what can we do to make sure we do everything possible so the reps that we get in have the best opportunities to make the most amount of money. For example, like Diego, right? Like Diego came to us making $5,000 a month. The company he was in was just not good. He was working one-on-one with me and like it took him 2 months to get the results because it took him 2 months to leave that offer. As soon as he left that offer and I placed him on the scale of my agency offer that we're running that we managed doing over $500,000 a month, he literally just like first month did like 20 and then second month did 40 because he was able to be put on the right opportunity, which is what most people don't have. And that's the biggest issue that I see in the space, is that most people don't have the opportunity or the connections. Like for us, even 7th level, right? Like us having and being endorsed by Jeremy, one of the most important parts about that is that we were able to work with Jeremy to actually help also reps get into 7th level.
Exactly.
Again, why don't we actually, for the viewers, do like a little masterclass? I know you're a closer for my business.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me the biggest objections you're running into in my business and the things that you're hearing from the prospects, and I can help you with overcoming those concerns.
100%. The biggest objection I typically receive is like, getting paid out my commissions on the 10th, or getting my paid commitment commissions out on the 30th. Can we talk then? And it's like obviously I'm gonna, I don't want to push them to a place where they don't have zero money until then. But it's like, how do I get a commitment out of them?
So I think it's how you
have that much money.
Yeah, I think it's how you frame it, right? Because at the end of the day, like a commitment is the most important thing. So what I like to do is I like to shift their mindset and belief around, oh, you have to get paid commission to make a commitment. Well, you don't, right? I look at it in this perspective. Let's say, forget about a program. Let's say it was a Ferrari on the market and it was $10,000. What would you do?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Would you find the money?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You would find the money. You'd be committed to finding the money.
100%, yeah.
So right, so what are we doing? We're shifting their perspective from, okay, I'm not open-minded and I'm not resourceful, to now a person who's thinking about how can I get resourceful?
Yeah.
So then we question, and we question their belief system. So are you in the mindset of like, I don't have the money, I can't do it? Or are you in the mindset of like, if I get on this conversation, this makes sense, I'm gonna find a way to do it. So now when they get on the call, they're thinking about how can I be resourceful on that conversation with JP or with Paul, so I actually get on and make the decision I need to actually improve my life.
So do you do that in discovery, or do you do it more like at the end of the call? That's
so it depends when you hear the objection, because like what a lot of people do is they hear an objection, but they leave it till the end of the call. No, we're gonna prevent that from coming up. So as soon as we hear it in a call, we're gonna prevent it right away to make sure that the concern at the end is just literally just figuring out logistics and getting them onboarded.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I am waiting till the end of the call. Then,
exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
and if we wait, it just takes you way longer, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and by the time you overcome it, you're tired. You maybe miss a sales call. We're losing revenue in the back end. So what other objections are you hearing though?
Mainly I believe it's the fear objection, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, just I don't know if this is gonna work for me. It worked for X ones, and I do try to handle it. Typically, it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't get them over the line though.
Yeah, I think it's just that internal fear of uncertainty. Now, the question becomes, because like, yeah, you can tell me, hey, I'm struggling with fear objections, but do we know exactly what type of fear it is? Because as you know, there's not one type of fear. Fear is not one thing. Fear can be different types of fears, right? There can be fear of past failures, fear of them committing, fear of them getting the result. So which one of them do you feel like is the most common one you're getting, so we can create a way to help you overcome it?
Fear of them getting the results, for sure.
Okay, cool. And do you feel confident the way that your process is right now, that you're getting to the objection like very quickly and targeting the right objection, or are we maybe targeting?
Maybe I'm targeting different objections.
So I think what's important is understanding how to get to it first, because what a lot of people do is they hear the I want to think about it, or I don't know if this is for me. And they focus on what the client is saying rather to what they mean by what they say. And if you stick on the wrong objection for so long, you aren't overcoming anything in their mind. And if you aren't overcoming anything in their mind, are they going to buy? No. The first thing I'll do is I'll say, well, is it fair to say, Paul, like, if you knew you couldn't fail, like, would you do the program?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. So then you're just feeling like a little bit of uncertainty?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, got it. So what did I just do? I just made you admit the objection and admit the real concern.
And that's a huge issue I had, right?
Yeah.
When I saw someone that had like a bit of uncertainty.
Yeah.
I thought, you have uncertainty, don't you?
Exactly. and if you call it out rather than
Yeah.
getting them to come to their own conclusion, that barrier and that wall's going to be up. We can't get through to them. Anything we say is going in one ear, going out the other. So once you get them to admit it, now, is that it? No, we got to understand what type of fear it is. So what I'd say is, well, where does that uncertainty come from, man, to see if I could even help you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it comes from me not knowing if I'm going to get the result, or I don't know if I'm going to commit the time, or I had an experience that led me to this belief. Now we know which one it is, so then we overcome it, right?
Yeah.
So let's go with the most common one you're getting. Which one is it?
It would be, I don't know, for example, I don't know if the offer I'm in right now is going to allow me to get the results I can get, I want to get.
So this is how we have to reframe their belief. So in objection handling, do you know what the main thing you need to do?
Tell me, I don't want to get it wrong.
Break their belief. Because they have one belief, and you have to get them to understand that their belief isn't like 100% true and 100% correct. And you have to get them to start doubting their beliefs, because they doubt their belief. They have more certainty in your belief. They're going to start going and making decisions based on what you say to them.
So it's a bit like the selling process, like that clearing doubt.
Exactly, yeah. So like, biggest thing I'd say is like, and I can understand why you would say that, because at the end of the day, like, do elite offers hire people with like a great skill set? Well, yeah. So what do you think is going to put you in the best position to get an offer? Is it like you continuing to do the things you have done, which is doubt in their path? Yeah. Or is it for you to take a different path, invest in your education, invest in your training, so you have the skills that when offer come to you, they want to hire you because you have an elite skill set?
Yeah, like the way I typically do is more like take Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, right? I always ask them like, who's their favorite player? I said, like, were they just born with great skill set, or did they have to get trained up to be able to get, placed in a?
It's amazing you say that, because it's great that you're doing that, but you know what you're missing?
No, I don't.
So you're missing the emotional attachment. You're getting them to logically buy into what you're saying, but you're never getting them to emotionally actually make that decision.
Why?
So because you aren't targeting their actual why and their strong purpose of why they want to change. So I always say that's a great analogy if you just say that, but then you want to tie it back in at the end. You say, because what's going to put you in the best position? What type of mindset do you need to adapt to change you and your family's life, and your mother never have to worry about money again?
Right.
Which is we attack the emotional belief that actually gets them to shift. Right. Because again, I want to break down their limiting beliefs, because a lot of people are probably going through the same things that we went through in our lives, but don't realize that it's happening to them.
Yeah.
And when you realize what's happening to you, and then you can understand the beliefs and limiting beliefs you have in your mind, that's when you can start breaking those limiting beliefs, because something you're not aware of is something you can't fix.
100%.
So let's just talk from the beginning, right? Like, I know we, can't remember, it was like what, 2024, I got out of school, and like from the beginning, like we were trying to be entrepreneurs. We ended up, I remember, trying to start a business, which did not go well.
No, not just one, guys, not just two, not just three, not four, like multiple businesses.
Yeah.
It came up, like we grew up with obviously your father being a very successful business person to losing everything. So, and also literally sleeping in the same bedroom for multiple years.
Well, let's talk to them about that, because it's important. Like, my dad, this guy was a multi-millionaire. He had everything you could think of and want in your life. And he ended up losing everything. And when he lost everything, I think I was like 7, and you were maybe like 10 or 12, right? So you got to see a lot more of that lifestyle, which I don't remember as much. But when we ended up going to Ireland and living in Ireland, at that moment, we had nothing. Like,
all right, literally, your father went to Ireland with $10,000 in his bank.
Yeah, and that was all. And the funniest thing is that, like, we literally were on, you guys may not know it, it's called social welfare, where he was earning about $250 per week. It was nearly impossible to live on. Like, we were sleeping in the same bedroom together. I had to work in the supermarket to make enough money to be able to ultimately make the money that we needed to for our family to support my dad. You were working as pizza delivery guy.
I was working everything. Domino's, I worked in the airsoft place.
I think I remember the moment where we had the house broken into, and we had nothing after. We had to literally like sleep in the house with no windows, because we couldn't even pay for the windows to be repaired. I remember like looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever had a moment like this, where you're just like, this can't continue. Like, this can't keep going on. This is not going to be my life. I know I'm meant for more. I know I'm meant for something greater. And that's when we decided, we're like, we're gonna do everything in our power to make something out of this life, because you only live once, and you have to create your own opportunities. You have to put yourself in the positions that you want to in life. Like for you, what was that switch? Like, what was the switch in mindset that made you be like, you know what, like I'm not gonna settle for this anymore?
If I can remember, I was cleaning plates for, do you remember for Sunny? So this time, just before the house got broken into, I was literally cleaning plates, like sweeping floors, doing all the shitty jobs that no one else wants to do. And I was like, yeah, like I really don't want to do this. And I don't know if you remember, actually, before anything or any of this happened, I quit my job. And I started out my own business, which was a marketing business. Quit my job, and I was like, I'm doing something. I want to risk it all, because I know that with no risk, there's no reward. So I think that I had to invest into myself to do something.
Yeah, because most people are stuck in the loop where we either buy into our own beliefs or limiting beliefs, and we continue to tell ourselves a story that we can't get out of this, or things are always going to be the same. The reality is, the situation you're in is never a problem, it's always a choice. You choose what position you're in. I chose in that moment in time to change my situation. I chose to change the life I was living, and decided to take the actions I needed to put myself in the positions I wanted to be in. Because the way I like to view it is, you have to start thinking not like the person you are, but like the person that you want to be. One of the biggest things that ended up shifting is just not buying into our own limiting beliefs and not buying into our own stories. Because most people stop themselves from doing the thing because it's uncomfortable. What we have to realize is that the human mind, the human brain, when you study psychology, is designed to keep you in a place of comfort. And doing something different is what scares you. Something that is scary is the unknown. But most people, what they have to understand is that everything you ever want is in the unknown, because if you don't try, you never get. It's like the person, like I like to say, is like, you either have the guy who never goes to gym because he's scared to go, or the guy who just goes, even though it's scary, who ends up getting the six-pack, who even has the opportunity. Because if you don't give yourself a chance, if you don't try, you'll never have that opportunity. You'll never have the chance to change your life. And I always like to look at it like, what's really risky?
All of our friends, did they all even think about high ticket sales?
No. Well, I think that's important why we created the community in our business, because we want people to be surrounded by people who they want to be like. Because the saying goes, if you surround yourself with 4 millionaires, you become the fifth, right? And that's why even just being surrounded, like we've had clients who come in their first day and start already doubling, tripling their sales because they broke their limiting beliefs, they surrounded themselves with the right people, and that already was a huge step forward for them, that already put them in a way better position, which most people won't even take that step. And I think that's what keeps you a status quo. Well, that's the thing, like the biggest thing it comes down to is like, you can either choose to do everything on your own, or you can choose to get someone who's been in the position that you want to be in and teach you every single little thing they've learned and skip those mistakes. That was the one thing I did. I said, fuck money. Money is something like, what's my goal with the money? Is it to leave it in my bank account, or is it for like it to grow? The question is, what's going to put you in the best position for your money to grow? Because the only thing you have left, and the only thing that will ever make you the most money, is going to be your skills. Your house, everything is taken away from you. What do you have? Your skill set that will allow you to make money wherever, whenever, to put you in a better position. And that's the mindset I adapted, because there's nothing to lose. The choice is yours at the end of the day in life. Like, I changed my life because I had to. I changed my life because I needed to for my dad, to change his life, to make him, and ultimately put him in the position that he is in now, where he can do whatever he wants, where he doesn't have to worry. He has my card, he can use it whenever he wants. And I did that because, for me, I had an internal why that pushed me to do so. Like, I'm sure every single one of you guys watching the videos have a strong why, something that's pushing you, driving you to get to your goal, to change your life for either you, your family, or the people around you. And it's up to you. All right, guys, day 2 is a wrap. We collected 0 today. It puts us in a tough position for this challenge. This challenge is a lot harder than I thought it would be. The pickup rates aren't what we need it to be. But at the end of the day, it's not about what happened today. It's what are we doing moving forward to put ourselves in a better position. And that's what we're going to focus on over the next few days, is what can we do to make sure we crush the next few days and we don't let this day overcome us. Because there's days where you collect 0, but there's also days where you can start collecting 100, 150, 200. So let's make sure the next few days we lock in, we do everything we need. Day 3 commences tomorrow. Make sure you guys are there live. The live updates will be in the WhatsApp group chat. The scripts we're using, we're going to show you things that behind the scenes that we're not even going to show in the actual YouTube videos, are all going to be in the WhatsApp. So make sure you join so you get live updates. The link is going to be top of the description. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's go.
Dagger in the heart. So annoying. We're only booking for today too.